smash the like button, and subscribe. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election was held today. Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump, of course.
What's your birth year?
2002.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
Because I don't like the left's push on normalizing transgenderism.
Okay. What's wrong with trans people?
I think it's making America weak. I think it's pushing a mental illness that's not good for society. Overall, it's just not good for society, in my opinion. 100%. I don't think cutting off your wiener is a normal or natural thing. Bad news.
Okay. So I have a question. Do you think that being trans is a mental illness?
Well, I know it's not considered a mental illness, but it's
So
definitely
no.
something
So
going on
it's not
mentally.
pushing mental illness to say that it's okay to be trans if being trans is not a mental illness. That makes no
I think it's
sense.
very unnatural.
Unnatural is it natural for you to be talking to me on TikTok right now on our phones and on our computer?
Yeah,
You know it's not. That's not
it
natural.
is
It's not.
natural.
Do you see animal species in nature specifically literally using phones and talking on TikTok? No, you do not. So it
Oh,
is
well, do
not
we?
considered natural. Can you define natural for me, please?
Well, do you see bears cutting off their wieners?
Can you tell me natural, please? What does that mean?
Well, natural.
Yeah.
Natural meaning like something that happens due to nature.
Oh, okay, so something that happens in nature. Does it happen do animals in nature utilize TikTok? No. So just because something happens in nature or not does not mean we consider a certain action right or wrong.
Well, humans are able to use technology,
Yeah, and
so
that's a good thing, even though it's not
I
natural.
consider that's we can grab stuff, we can craft stuff. That's kind
Yeah,
of natural. We have hands, we can
okay. What do you mean by
fingers.
natural then? Because this is not natural. Based upon your
So
definition,
so
this is
let me
not
ask you a
natural.
question: Is
Wait, let
cutting
me
off your
clarify.
wiener
Is this
natural? Is that
natural?
natural?
Is surgery in general natural?
I mean, yeah.
No, it's not. Surgery in
How
general is not natural. These are
preserve human society, that's natural. If somebody's
that
had a
doesn't okay,
life-saving
so if
surgery,
something preserves humans, it's natural. Well, a doctor determines that gender affirming care preserves humans, like obviously like their mental health, right, and their psychological health and sociological health in general, right? Obviously that's going to be important to them and that's going to create better conditions. Therefore, wouldn't that be considered natural into your definition?
no, because you're born a male or you're born a female.
No, no one's
Cutting
disputing
your
that.
wiener
And
can
by the
make
way, like there are
it's
intersex
not gonna
people
make a
as well.
difference.
There are also intersex people, right? But no
Very
one's
rare.
disputing that.
That's very small
We're
percentage.
not disputing biological sex. Also, trans people make up a small percent of society, yet you're the one obsessed with them.
I'm not obsessed with them. I'm obsessed with not normalizing it. That's
Wait,
bad. Normalizing
what's
it
wrong with it
and
being
making it a
acceptable to
big
be trans?
thing.
What's wrong with being trans?
It's I don't think it's I think it's just unhealthy. It's unhealthy for the human brain to
It's
go
un
through that such
I
trauma.
okay. I don't think it's unhealthy for someone to be trans. That's just who they are as a person. That makes no sense,
You
right?
can't be
Like
born trans. It's impossible.
so like that's like saying you can't be born cis. You can't be born. Are you born not trans?
Yeah, I'm born
Okay.
whatever it was
Wait,
cis
hold
me. I'm
up.
born a male. I have X.
So let me clarify. When we're saying like trans, we're referencing the fact that we view gender from a sociological standpoint in this context. We're not referencing it in a biological standpoint here. We're referencing it from a
So
sociological perspective. Appreciate the galaxy.
what's your
Thank you very much. So,
definition
do we have
of a woman
concepts of
then?
gender prior to like a certain age? No, but we do have concepts of gender after a certain age, and that's something that comes innate to us as people and how we respond to the certain environment, and not something that we just like choose because we feel like it. That's not how it
Okay,
works.
let me ask you a question real quick. So what's your definition of a woman?
It's an adult human person that's committed towards the social and cultural norms typically associated with the female sex, the prescription of their identity.
Okay, so if I followed your exact definition of being a woman, but I have no intent deep down of being a transgender or a woman,
You can't
whatever.
do that because you don't have those commitments.
What if I did commit it? But I had deep down in like
If
you don't know what's going
logically
on through my
speaking,
head.
someone who's biologically male had those commitments, yes, they would absolutely be designated as a woman.
So technically, any male, if they commit to your definition of a woman, can
Not
be a woman.
any, those that are
Why
trans.
not? Why not any?
Because if you're not trans, then that doesn't happen.
Well, you said you can pick and choose to be trans, correct?
No, I didn't say that.
So how does one become trans?
Someone just is trans or is not trans.
So you're born trans. That's what you're saying.
It's not something that you volitionally choose to be trans or to not be trans. It's just something that you innately respond to in terms of reality.
So your
Like
brain's
for
kind of like
example,
just whispering in your
my
ear.
gender, I didn't innately choose to be a man or to have the commitments to be in accordance with certain sets of characteristics that are associated with the male sex as a prescription of my identity. I didn't choose that. That's just how I happen to respond to the world around me. Like that's what comes innate to me.
What?
I don't think that's a complicated
I,
thing. I know
I
that it's
obviously
hard
you
to think.
didn't choose to be born a male. It's just how it
I'm not
happened. It's how
referencing biology. I
nature
already
took its
told you that we're
course.
not referencing biology here. We're referencing
Well, you kind
like
of have to when you're
social.
talking
You
about
don't.
males and
You don't.
females.
Okay. You don't actually. Now, do you think that kids know what men and women are?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you know, okay, so do kids know what gametes are? Do kids know what chromosomes are? Do kids know what genitalia are in all these circumstances? No. They don't need to know what genitalia is. They don't need to know what chromosomes are, and they don't need to know what gametes are in order to be able to know what a man and a woman is, because a man and a woman is a concept that is separate just from our biology. It's not
No.
solely dependent
Okay.
upon biology. And that's why we can say
Sure.
that children understand what men and women are, even without understanding those biological elements.
Sure. But when we're adults here, we're not kids. We're talking about a more complex argument. So when you have to consider all elements of
But
the
we
argument,
at
you have
least
to consider biology.
no, you don't have to consider biology when you're referencing a certain social understanding of gender.
So
That would just be you equivocating between the definitions, saying that just because you're using a social definition, you have to use biology. No, you don't.
well, when we're talking about
Does your
males and
name?
females,
Wait, I have a question.
are humans part of biology?
Does your name have to refer to any biological characteristics?
No. Name's a title.
No. Okay, so it's a social characteristic, correct? A way of social expression.
It's a name given at birth. Yeah, it's a way. It's a social characteristic, sure. But I don't know how you're relating this to being cutting off your wiener. How is that
so
a social
so
characteristic
so
at
so
all?
so by the way,
That's
you're
biology, right?
you're referencing gender affirming care that might happen on top of the fact that someone specifically has an incongruence between their biological sex and their gender identity. Okay? But what you're talking about is separate specifically from that incongruence in of itself. What you're trying to do is you're trying to demonize it. You're trying to demonize, right, trans people by saying, "Oh, I don't like how their surgeries are conducted." That's what
Well,
you're trying
because
to
you
do.
admitted
Why
to
are
be,
you so
for it to
obsessed
be
with their
unnatural.
genitalia?
I'm not. I just
Why
feel
does
bad
whatever
for.
their genitalia
Honestly,
why
I
does
feel
what their
bad for all these
genitalia
people.
looks like have
I feel bad
anything
for
to
all these
do with
people
you as a person?
because they had a perfectly good use for their genitalia. Now
Wait,
it's
wait,
gone.
but what do you wait? So, but
That's a
who are you
problem,
who are you to determine how they use their genitalia?
Parker. So you're
Why
telling
are
me
you
if you
trying
had
to
a son,
determine how they use their genitalia? Explain that
no,
one
I
to
just
me.
I no, I'm not trying to determine. I feel bad for these people, and like I
They're
think
not
they're
harming
being
anyone.
led.
Why are you trying to determine
Bro,
how they use their genitalia in a manner in which they're clearly not harming anyone?
Parker, bro, if you had a son and he said, "Hey, can I
Well,
cut off my wiener?"
if one of my kids
What would you say?
if one
Would
of
you
my
be like,
kids were
"Okay,
trans,
sure"?
I would accept them. Right? Obviously, you don't get that type of surgery until you're an adult. Okay, that's just how it works. Okay. Prior to that point, I would absolutely accept my at any point in time. I would accept my kids that are trans. Absolutely.
I
Like
don't know.
I
I feel
mean, like are you
all.
saying that you wouldn't accept your kid if they were trans? Are you
I would
saying that you wouldn't have a relationship with your kid if they were trans? Are you that type of parent?
if my son came up to me and said, "Hey, father, I want to cut off my wiener," I'd be like,
Okay,
"You're fucking
you're like
nuts."
not listening. Okay, surgery is not happening for children. That's not happening. I don't know where you're
well,
getting that.
even if he was 18, like obviously I wouldn't have no control. I'd just be
Okay,
like,
so
"Dude, you're fucking crazy.
okay,
You're
okay,
nuts."
okay. So
Like,
would you choose to not have a relationship with your daughter in that situation?
we're talking about getting his wiener cut off here.
We're talking about your daughter in that circumstance. Would you still have a relationship with them, or would you cut them off?
No, obviously I wouldn't fully cut them off. I'd be like, "Damn," like I would blame society. I'd be like, "Dude, this society is normalizing
But you
this
understand that
shit,
that's
so
going
now."
to limit you from having a relationship with them because you're trying to say that they're like somehow propagandized just for living who they are as a person.
But that's exactly what they are. They are propagandized.
No, they're not.
Yes, they 100%.
No, they're not.
They're trying to create a split.
Ironically enough, you're the one that's propagandized.
No, because all these the people on the left just want to normalize this shit. And all the people
Normal.
like
We want
other than
to. So
them,
by the way, when you say normalize, I mean just accept people who are trans because there's nothing about like what we're
and
doing in terms
encourage
of
people
accepting.
to be trans.
No, we're not
Correct?
we're not encouraging people to be trans. We're saying we accept you if you're trans.
Well, yeah,
No one's
accepting it
saying
and making it
you
more
should be
normal
trans.
is
Hey dude,
encouraging people
hey
to
buddy,
do it.
hey buddy, Gary. No one's saying you should be trans. Who the hell is saying that?
Listen, little buddy, no one's saying that.
But
All
no.
right?
Okay, so if no one's saying that, why are you making it seem like we're trying to encourage people to be trans
But
rather than just saying it's okay to be trans?
when you normalize something and it becomes more accepting, what happens? It happens a lot more often. It's more encouraging. Correct?
So saying that it's so obviously we want to accept people in society who are trans, right? That's a good thing to accept people in society who are trans. You're trying to argue that it's encouraging people to be trans to accept them, and if that's your notion of encouraging, then that's okay. There's no issue with that. If encouragement
Well,
to you of being trans just means accepting people who are trans, there's nothing wrong with that. We're not pushing anyone to be trans. We're not forcing anyone to be trans. We're not saying you should be trans. That's not what's happening. We're saying it's acceptable to be trans. There's nothing wrong with you being trans, and that we are here to accept you and to be there for you, literally like we would with anyone else, even though you're trans. Like that's not going to limit us from viewing you in any certain way. Like you deserve to be treated like a human because you're fucking human. It's not.
I mean,
It's not any more
at the end of the
complicated
day,
than that. You're
that
so
just
obsessed with
causes a
trans
ripple.
people. Literally, leave them alone, bro. Let them be
No, I'm
themselves.
not.
Why are you
They
so
can be
obsessed with
themselves.
trans
I just feel
people?
bad. I don't want it to be normalized.
You feel
I don't
bad
want,
for what?
because I feel bad. Their brain is like eating themselves alive. They're what do they want to change their gender, which is the most ridiculous thing.
No,
when you
it's only
think about it,
changing your
outside-
understanding of their gender because their
So when you
understanding
get
was that they were
outside
trans
of your
already.
bubble, Parker, of your,
What's up?
your leftist bubble that you're
This
in,
isn't a
you filter
leftist
yourself in it.
bubble. This is literally just you running into
Like,
other human beings that exist and just hearing about their experiences and things that impact them. And literally, dude, by the way, this is less than 1% of society. Trans people make up less than 1% of society, and you're so obsessed with trans people. And you think it's such a big deal. And by the way, if you cared about science too, you would also not only believe that gender identity is valid for trans people, but also you wouldn't support Trump because he denies science. He says the climate's going to start cooling. Science just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, I don't agree with what he said there.
Okay, so explain to
never
me
said
why you're
that.
willing to overlook science being literally denied on behalf of Trump, but like we're not even denying science at all, and you're acting like it's some big deal.
It's crazy to me. Like you can't sit here and tell me that.
But it's
someone
not
going
crazy
through
that you
gender
support a
transition
It's not
surgery-
crazy that you support a guy undermining the Epstein files from being fully released. It's not crazy that you support a guy that's sent us to war, that's led to
Well, you
U.S.
support-
service
you
members dying and
support the-
Iranian civilians dying.
You support transgender men going in or transgender women going into women's bathroom and be a peeping tom. That's what you support, right?
Trans women going to the bathroom are just going to the bathroom. They're not going there into
don't
there
know
to
that.
pervert people.
Do you know their
two is
true
related to this.
intentions?
Trans women going into the bathrooms that they specifically identify with reduces the harm targeted towards trans people and towards cis people. Because if you are forcing people based upon their biological sex to go into the bathrooms in which align with their biological sex rather than their gender identity, then you're forcing trans men who are masculine presenting to go into the women's restroom, which is going to lead to them being them going to be harmed because they're masculine presenting, they look like cis men, right? And it's going to allow for cis men that are trying to parade themselves specifically as trans in order to be able to get into these spaces to assault people by allowing them to portray themselves as trans men to be able to get into these areas, and they don't have to change the way in which they're presenting. Not only that, but also you support Trump, who literally brags about walking to the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent, where multiple 18-year-olds came out, said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in. So the peeping Tom you support is your president of the United States.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it seems like you support that more than me. I don't support that. I condemn Trump for that. I don't support that, but it seems like you support
Yeah,
that
so but
more
you
than
won't
me.
hold the
When
peeping
you
Tom
want-
accountable.
You want men to go into women's bathrooms, women's changing room. You want that. I don't want that.
So
We don't want that.
I just told you,
So-
right? You literally are still willing to support Trump. And secondly, it does not keep people safer to force trans people to go into the bathrooms that are aligned specifically with their biological sex rather than their gender identity, because it puts trans people at greater harms, and it puts cis individuals at greater harms as well by doing so. So you're just virtue signaling. You're not actually creating better conditions for people in terms of safety in the context of the bathrooms. You're literally just trying to scapegoat trans people for a problem that has literally nothing to do with them. Okay?
But you have no idea what their true intentions are. You're just assuming that they
trans
don't want to
people?
do that.
Wait, trans people
No,
are significant. It's not just that. Stats indicate that they're less likely to assault people. Like, that's just a fact. Trans people are less likely to commit these particular types of violence.
When you have, well, they don't. That's not really like when you're normalizing like this. They're not really committing a crime. You can't even determine if they committed a crime or not.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what
we
I'm saying.
have.
You have. No, you cannot. You can't determine if they're perverting
Yes,
or
we
if they're
do.
being like harassing people.
Do you have any
sexually, or
evidence? Do you have any evidence that trans people are a threat,
Do you have
or are
any
you just
evidence
going to
that they're
sit here and
not?
scapegoat them for problems in which you have no evidence to justify that they're a part of?
Do you have any evidence they're not?
Wait, you're the one making the positive claim. Do you have a source, or are you just saying trust me, bro?
No, I mean, I think me and you can both agree. Someone who wants to cut their wiener off is pretty crazy.
Can you answer that? Can you give me a?
They're
Can you give me a
definitely threat to
source?
society.
Can you give me a source?
Oh, so
By the way,
there's
you
so
think
is there,
trans
is there
people are
no?
more of a threat to society than you think the president of the United States when he raped a woman?
I condemn that.
Okay, would you vote
I
for a
don't, I don't
trans?
support
Would
Trump
you
for
vote
that.
for a trans woman that's went into the women's restroom?
No, I wouldn't vote for any
Wait, so
trans
you
person.
wouldn't vote for a trans woman that's gone to the women's restroom, but you would vote for Donald Trump that bragged about walking to the changing rooms, right? Literally, to perv
But
on
no,
people in those areas.
but you would vote for a trans woman who walked
Can you
into
answer the question? Can you answer the
a women's
question?
bathroom.
There's nothing wrong with trans
I
people
wouldn't
going into
vote
the
for.
bathrooms they identify with. Can you answer the question though? You said you
I
wouldn't vote for.
could.
You said you wouldn't vote for a trans person in that circumstance. I'm asking you, then why would you vote for Trump, who has actively bragged about doing this to perv on them? Trans people, when they're going to the bathrooms, they're not going there to perv on people. Donald Trump admitted to doing that to perv on people.
Parker, you have no idea what they're going into there to do. You have no
Yes,
clue.
I do. They're
You
going to
talk to
piss. They're going to the
you have,
bathroom
you
like
no,
everyone
you
else, dude. Wait, I'm sorry. Do you
so
know?
you're telling me you know exactly what these people are doing when
Do
they
you
go
know
to
what
the
gender
bathroom?
neutral
That's what you're
bathrooms
telling
are?
me.
By the way, do you know what gender neutral bathrooms
Where's
are?
your source? Where's your source, Parker?
You're the one making the claim. You're the one claiming that trans people are a
You're
greater threat.
claiming.
I'm asking you, what's your source?
What's your source that these people are just going there to use the bathroom?
There's a bibliography in my bio that specifically goes over like the particular rates of violence in the context of bathrooms targeted towards this and clearly demonstrates that trans people are less likely to commit this particular violence. Take a look at the bibliography in my bio. It's completely expanded if you'd like to take a check. What's your source? I actually have
My
a
source
bibliography
of there
with
being a
data
threat to
and
society?
evidence. Do you have a single source?
So, Parker, can we agree that if someone decides to cut off...
So I'm hearing trust me, bro. I'm hearing trust me, bro. That's all I'm hearing.
No, you're not hearing trust me.
Trust
Let
me,
me
please.
finish my
Trust
point.
me. Trust me, please. Trust
Listen,
me.
little
Trust me,
buddy Parker,
please.
let me
Trust
finish.
me.
Let me finish
Trust
my claim,
me.
all right? Listen, buddy. Let me finish my claim. So, we can both agree that when someone wants to cut off a part of their body, that's a threat to themselves,
No, it's not.
to other people.
If
So
let me ask you this question: if someone wants to get their tonsils removed, are they a threat to society?
No, that's a medical
Yeah,
procedure.
you sound stupid as fuck. Do you think that it should be legal to circumcise your kids?
No.
No, it should be illegal.
Bro, we're not talking about this. We're not.
Wait, do you think it
this
should
doesn't
be
pertain to
illegal?
that.
Do you think it should be
Why
illegal?
you're trying to deter. That's
I'm
what
asking you,
trying
do
to
you
say.
think it should be illegal to circumcise your kid?
I don't think it should be illegal to have a transgender surgery done. I don't
Answer
think
the-
it should be illegal. I think it should
Oh.
stop being. I don't think it should
Did you-
stop being so normalized
Wait,
and so
wait.
like pushed onto
Okay,
society.
so do you think it should be normalized to circumcise your kid?
It already kind of is.
Do you think it should be normalized?
Yeah.
So then you're okay with genital mutilation of children?
Yeah. Sometimes it has to be done. Sometimes it's,
No, it doesn't. I don't know what you
Yes,
mean.
it
It
does.
has to be done. What are you talking about?
You
What's
can
the
look
source
it
for
up.
that?
Sometimes you can look it up. Sometimes
If there is a
some,
specific medical reason, then
Yeah.
if a doctor determines, that would make sense. But there's not in typical. I don't know any medical situation that could ever justify doing that.
it happens though. Sometimes it doesn't fully pull back.
I'd love to see the source. But like if there's a circumstance where there's a medical reason, obviously. But in the circumstance in which it's not medical, would you say that they shouldn't be allowed? It should be illegal?
No.
Okay, so then the point I'm making is that you're okay with that being normalized. That's genital mutilation of children. You're okay with cutting aspects off of the body, right? Even aspects of the male member. You're okay with that.
And
You have no problem with that.
I also never said I wanted to have transgender surgeries be illegal. I don't want that. I just
But
want
you
to
said,
stop.
but you we were talking
So-
about normalized. You said it should be
Yeah, I
normalized
don't
for
want-
people to get
it's-
circumcisions.
It already is.
Okay, and yeah, you're
already
saying it should
is.
be that way.
I mean, do you think it should be that way?
No,
Why?
because
Oh, so-
I do think
so
it's wrong.
You had the opposite thing then. You
Yeah,
had the exact like opposite of what I have. So like, what is your point then?
My point is that I mean, like, if you actually care about this, right, in terms of like restricting, like cutting off of any aspect of the body, well, then you should say that for this.
But you say this. You say the opposite for this. Like you want people to be uncircumcised, but you don't care what people do.
Well,
when it comes to cutting off their whole wiener.
I think that like it makes sense morally speaking to stop doing that in society, right? Given that it's not medically necessary.
Oh, so then you would agree that it'd be morally right to not maybe cut off your wiener because it's not. That's even more.
Well, you can't demonstrate medical
extreme?
benefits with circumcision, but you could demonstrate medical benefits for gender affirming care. You're an idiot.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yes,
You're
there are.
telling me.
You think
Oh,
that there are no
wow.
medical benefits to gender affirming care?
You think there's medical benefits of cutting off your wiener?
I think
This
there are
must be
absolutely
real,
for
dude.
trans people there are absolutely medical benefits to gender affirming care. You're just denying reality.
You're denying reality. we're not even living in the same planet, Parker. This is crazy. You're telling me that it would be is necessary under a medical profession to get your wiener cut off or any type of genital surgery.
You're
done.
really obsessed with wieners, aren't you?
It seems like you are. You want to.
I mean, you're the one obsessing about it. You've said it like how many times on the stream?
You just said that you want people to cut. You seems like
you're so obsessed with people's genitalia. Like, dude, Jesus Christ.
You're obsessed with cutting people's wieners off, huh?
That's what you brought up,
bro. You're crazy. Like, we're not living on the same plane, apparently. Like, this is nuts.
Yeah, dude. So you're saying we're not on the same planet. I'm literally just saying that you're being contradictory or being hypocritical to the particular values that you've prescribed. Okay.
You are too.
I'm not. How am I being hypocritical?
You said that you don't want people to cut off their skin, but you want people to cut off their wieners because of gender affirming care. That's what you said.
Wait. The issue is consent. You're not understanding. Like the infant can't consent in that scenario, but for the scenario in which someone gets gender affirming care when they're an adult, they can consent. What?
But can we agree that gender affirming care is way more extreme? And there are medical reasonings to get a circumcision. If you can look that up.
Not in typical circumstances.
Okay, then you just said 1% of the population are transgenders. So that's not typical at all either.
Less than 1% of the population is trans. And you say not typical? Okay. Do you think it's not typical for people to have hazel eyes?
Bro, this is 100% different. That's genetic. Like, we're talking about hereditary things right now.
Yeah, but is it typical for people to have hazel eyes?
I mean, no, it's not.
I have hazel eyes. Is that something wrong?
No, that's a hereditary thing. That's how your genes is colluded.
Okay, so then, like, what's wrong with being trans? You're not giving an argument.
That's not hereditary. It's not genetic. It's not normal.
You're not giving an argument at all. You're just like, I think your argument here essentially gets you to disagree with all forms of surgery.
No, like I said, I don't.
Because
care,
like, if we can identify medical benefits, then like,
I'm not worried about people getting their reaffirming care done, like their surgeries done. I don't want that to be banned. At the end of the day, like, people are gonna do what they want to do. I want stuff to be like not normalized and pushed to be like so like.
So what do you mean by normalized? What do you mean by normalized?
Exactly what's going on right now. The LGBTQ plus or whatever it is now, like being
the so community. Pushed. Like, you're mad that the LGBTQ plus community exists. I'm
mad that it's being pushed out. I'm mad there's transgender flags everywhere now. Like,
wait, so there's flags. So by the way, there's a pride flag and a trans flag, and that's mad. You're mad at the pride flag and the trans flag existing.
I'm mad at the principle about it because that's normalizing stuff. That's encouraging.
Well, can we get some pride flags and trans flags in the comment section, everybody?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's have all these people turn into transgenders. Let's go.
They don't turn trans by putting a pride flag or a trans flag in the chat box. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sure they're thinking about it later.
What are you saying?
No, it's like, for you to not agree that it's unnatural. You agree that it's unnatural.
By the way, it is unnatural for us to be on TikTok right now. It's unnatural for us to use surgery. It is unnatural for us to do plenty of things. Natural or unnatural does not determine whether it's right or wrong.
Can you answer my question?
I already answered this question. I already did.
Do you think
you have the intelligence of a Magikarp? Dude. What's up?
Do you think it's...
You cut out. I couldn't hear you.
Do you think it's unnatural to be transgender?
Do I think it's I don't think it's unnatural as like a person, but is it specifically unnatural to engage in like surgery?
Is the concept of being a transgender, is that unnatural?
No. Is the concept of having a name unnatural? I guess you could say that. Like, technically language is unnatural. Like, if you're saying that it's unnatural, then what actually this means is that language is unnatural.
What you're trying to impose is that everything is unnatural.
No.
Humans being
No. You're trying to argue right now that language is unnatural. Because literally, when referencing that people are trans and their identity in relation to that, their social identities, this is a language that we're using to communicate an aspect of our own personal identities. Okay?
It's astonishing to me that you have these these opinions towards this. It's astonishing that these people.
It's astonishing that I believe in nuance and I have critical thought.
No, you have your whole back of your brain blocked or something because you don't look at the other side.
No, I don't. I just I think about things critically, and you haven't had more than a simple thought, and at any point in your life, it seems like, because I'm really just explaining things above basic level shit, and you're like, it's incomprehensible.
You would have got cooked. You want men in women's bathrooms Just
You
like
just
you support
you literally are willing to support Trump, even though he bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their
you
consent.
support that,
By the way,
Parker. I
this
don't
entire
support that.
time you've been obsessed with trans people. You've only talked about trans people. You haven't mentioned a single policy of Trump's that you like. Let me ask you this question: can you name a single policy of Donald Trump's that you like that he's influenced to get passed?
The big beautiful bill, baby.
Okay, name one provision within the big beautiful bill that you like.
Cutting SNAP.
Cutting SNAP. So by
It's
how
an
much?
abuse process.
So you want 420,000 children to be cut off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month?
I think it should be reworked. And
No,
it's a
but in
policy
the
that
big
needs to
beautiful
be
bill,
reworked.
420,000 children are cut off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month.
SNAP is a program that needs to be reworked for years.
Answer the question though.
Because
Like, are you
abuse-
okay? Are you okay with cutting 420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month?
So I want the SNAP program to be reworked. It
Wow,
needs to be,
you
it
can't
needs to
answer
be
this
reworked.
question. I'm asking you a direct question, and you're like literally running away from the question, you coward. Answer the question. Are you okay with 420,000 children on average every single month being cut off of free school lunch and breakfast?
I didn't come up here to talk about this. I came out here to talk about transgenders.
Oh yeah, you're only willing to talk about trans people and their effect on children, which by the way isn't negative, but you're not willing to acknowledge the effect of the big beautiful bill, the policy you just mentioned to be good, on children. So by the way, he's not willing to talk about the effect of on children. He's only willing to talk about how trans people exist and how he doesn't like trans people.
I mean, there were really good things in the big beautiful bill. There were really
Oh
bad
my
things.
God! A pride flag! No! No! But like children being cut off of free school lunch and breakfast, and then like not having food in their stomachs and like being hungry.
You're speaking out. Listen, like I said, there's a bad.
Well,
things in the
Kim,
big
thank you so
beautiful
much for
bill.
the
There's also good
$100 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Kim in the comment section right now for the $100? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Can we get some W's for Kim? Thank you so much. That is very kind of you. Seriously, W's for Kim in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Kim. Manders, thank you so much for the dollar. I think I might have misspelled. Well, thank you so much for the appreciative thank you. Danica, thank you so much for the $10. William, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for the appreciative thank you. Carla, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's very true. There are many people specifically who are cis that get things associated with gender affirming care as well. Grayson, thank you for the $5. Wesley, thank you for the $10. Lydia, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Nicole, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Nicole, thank you for the $1 as well. Give it some W's for them in the comment section. As well as Matthew, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Give some W's for them in the comment section right now. Yeah, he's just ridiculous. 2 Cups, thank you so much for the shiny air balloon. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Can you thank all the gifters real quick?
Yeah, I'll thank them. Yeah, I'm ridiculous, but we found out today that Parker wants men and women's bathrooms, so he
First the
supports
galaxy.
Trump walking into
So I
the
don't-
beauty pageant changing room.
I don't.
He supports
So-
that because
So no, I think you're being mischaracterizing here, right? That's called a straw man, right? Trans women are women. I believe that trans women who are women should be able to go into the bathroom associated with their gender identity, right? Because that puts not only themselves at lesser of a risk, but also cis individuals as well. And there's data in the bibliography in my bio to indicate that. And you're just sitting up here virtue signaling, acting like you care, when you literally voted for a candidate that bragged about walking to the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent. Literally, when 18-year-olds came out, so there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms. Along with the fact that he's held civilly liable for abuse, he's credibly accused by a minor in the Epstein files who got a settlement with the Epstein estate. He was protecting PDFs in the Epstein files and not releasing all of the Epstein files when legally obligated to do so.
all right. Let me ask you a question. So let's say
Doesn't respond to anything I said. Watch.
no, because you just went on a tangent. I don't got time to
You
listen
mean
to all
you mean
that.
you didn't?
Like-
Yes, you did. You literally just had time to listen to it because you were on the live listening, dumbass.
Okay. Listen, let me ask you a question because you're going off topic. I came on here to talk about a certain
None of
certain
that was
topic, and
none
you're
of that
going
was
off
all.
topic.
Actually, if anything, you went off topic. What you have barely talked about why you support Trump this whole time. If anything, you went off topic. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm saying exactly why I support Trump over the left.
Yeah, but like and then I say let's take into consideration all of the effects, right? Overall, right? That you're like, oh, I'm not willing to have that conversation. Well, that's what this conversation is.
Well, I never said I was the biggest. I was the biggest Trump supporter ever.
You don't have to be. I'm asking why you support Trump. That's related to your understanding. Most Trump supporters don't know jack shit.
And I told you that I support Trump over the left or any other candidate on the left because of what their agenda they're pushing and what they're trying to normalize. And that's why I got into. I didn't go off topic at all. I stuck exactly with what your prompt says. So let me ask you a question real quick.
You didn't, because I specifically asked you about all of these points, and you just literally have ignored all of them. You just acted like it was okay for you to ignore everything I said. So all you're doing on my live stream right now is literally just waiting till I'm done speaking, and then just saying whatever dumb shit you want to say, because you didn't listen to anything I said.
You called what I said was a straw man, but that's completely not true, because what you kept bringing up is you said, oh yeah, Trump walked in the beauty pageant changing room. But can I ask you my question, because this is going to kind of be a rebuttal to what I'm going to respond.
Can I explain why it was a straw man? Because you didn't dispute that it was a straw man, right? I said that it was a straw man because you were claiming that I was okay with men in women's restrooms when I think that trans women are women, right? So I'm okay with women in women's restrooms. That's a straw man that you did.
Let me rebuttal right now and tell you why it wasn't a straw man. So let's say we have a man, okay, that wants to transition to a woman, okay, and the sole purpose of going in there and pervy on women in the changing rooms and locker rooms and the bathrooms, okay? Let's say we have that in the circumstance, and they follow your exact rule of what it takes and societal norms to become a woman, blah, 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 whatever you said. It's a lengthy definition, okay? So we have that.
So you're saying, so let me clarify the scenario. You're saying someone who's not trans, right, is trying to portray themselves as trans to be able to go into these spaces. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but they meet all your requirements.
You know that I already disputed this, right? Because I said it would be easier for cis individuals to portray themselves as trans to be able to get into these particular spaces if you are forcing people based upon their biology to go in these spaces, because trans men who are masculine presenting will be forced to go into the women's restroom, and then cis men who can just literally just walk into those changing rooms, say that they're trans men, and what are you going to do? Genitalia police? You're going to look at their genitalia, you're going to pull down their pants or something? Like, what are you going to do to be able to identify that they specifically are a trans man versus a cis man? There is no method of identification outside of that. So what you're going to do there is you're going to sit there and you're going to acknowledge that you put people at a greater harm because of your stupid ass transphobic policy. That's why. Literally, you're going to have to explain why more people are disenfranchised because you decided to be transphobic. Go ahead, do that one. We'll compare.
I'm sorry, Parker. I don't want men creeping on my daughter. And
then why do you support Trump? The guy who said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, the guy who was credibly accused by a minor in the Epstein files, who got a settlement with the Epstein estate, who was held civilly liable of abusing a woman, who bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without the consent, where two 18-year-olds came out, so there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in those changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in. Explain to me why you're okay with supporting that guy over Kamala Harris if you give a shit about people who are victims in these circumstances. Please explain that one to me, buddy.
There's nothing you can really do about it. I can't.
Oh, you can't do anything about it? How about you stop supporting Trump? That's something you can do about it, buddy. Right now, that's one thing you can do about it. Stop supporting the guy.
Trump is way too powerful. There's nothing we can do about it. At that point,
wait, so say you stop supporting him.
It's in the past.
Just because something's in the past doesn't mean you can't acknowledge that you were wrong. What the are you talking about? You can't change your mind over time? Is that what you just told me?
I condemn Trump for all the stuff he's done.
Curse the galaxy. Thank you. So would you say that if the election were held today, that you would not vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
I wouldn't vote for either of them.
Okay. So I got you to concede now. Thank you very much. Now he wouldn't vote for Trump anymore. Okay. At least we got him to that point. Jesus Christ, dude. Let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Weens, thank you so much. I really appreciate the galaxy. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining in from Dean's stream. Good to see everyone joining in. Good to see everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Let's get this next person up here real quick. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Literally in the bath. Crazy. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Again, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It helps get it out to more people as always. Let's get this next person up here. Alrighty. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
33.
Do you support Trump?
Somewhat.
Okay, if the election was held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Good one. I really don't know, honestly, because I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a Trump fan, but
Okay, I'm gonna let you figure that one out. I am just looking for people specifically who do support Donald Trump.
I'm sorry, just one Twitch stream.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the TikTok screen. Wayne, thank you so much. Really appreciate the Leon the Kitten. Thank you very much. Let's get this next individual up here. Do you have some people to thank, but we have to get the next individual up here first. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
The election was held today. Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
What's your birth year? You said what?
2008.
What month?
January 27.
Okay. Okay, for sure. Let me thank some people real quick, then we can move on to our conversation. Wesley, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much on Venmo. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Kashay, thank you so much for the dollar. Thank you. This is January 6th. Pardon goes in life improvement. Andrew Paul Johnson. Well, thank you so much for the appreciate AK Shay. Thank you. Kaylee, thank you so much for the appreciate the $3. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Jade, thank you the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm glad to hear that we could be there for you. Thank you very much. Grayson, thank you the $5 as well. Wesley, thank you so much for the $10. Of course, thank you so much, Wesley. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Allison, thank you so much for the dollar. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for Allison in the comment section. Fossey, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Keenan, thank you so much for the appreciate the. Or Keenan, thank you so much for the $35. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. As well as Tim, thank you so much for the $50. Thank you so much for please ask him, how does me being gay impact him? That I would have asked him if I literally saw this earlier. I'm so sorry, Tim. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for Tim in the comment section right now for the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know why they're so obsessed with other people and what they're doing when they're literally not harming anyone. As well as Jack, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You literally are. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. As well as Lydia, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. Some people to thank on YouTube. Just give me one quick second real quick. Again, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat and the pinned comment on my YouTube as well. Alrighty. Let me thank some people on YouTube. Sarah, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much for your top quality. Thank you. Lil G, thank you so much for the appreciate the $10 as well. Thank you. Give some W's for them in the comment section right now. As well as Raider, thank you so much for the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Anywhere where it would be medical benefits, it makes sense to do so. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. As well as Bridget, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. Get some W's for Bridget. As well as Matthew, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Matthew. Anchorman, thank you so much for the $2. And Ninja, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. And Great, thank you so much for the appreciate the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Of course. Thank you so much. I always will. And Emily, thank you so much for the $3.14 for Happy Pi Day. I just realized it was. Thank you so much. It's 314. As well as Monica, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously, though, that's what he's scared about. Alrighty, why do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, mostly because his inflation, it's like gone down like a lot.
That's definitely not the case. It hasn't gone down a lot, and plus that inflation is going to go up because of the fact that there's gas prices going up, like
Yeah,
as we
but
speak.
like, I just searched up like, Donald Trump's like inflation control, and it says lowering inflation to around 2.4%.
Yeah, it's currently 2.4%, but what they've done is put upward pressure on prices. So Donald Trump has imposed tariffs that put upward pressure on prices compared to what would have been if we did not impose the tariffs. Plus, he's literally caused the war with Iran, which has put upward pressure on gas prices, which then causes upward pressure on the rest of the economy in terms of pricing.
Do you think the war is bad?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of the fact that it's another forever war on behalf of the state of Israel that we're going to spend a bunch of money on and literally not stabilize the region like what has historically occurred. Historically speaking, the U.S.'s involvement in the Middle East has not led to more stabilization.
I think the Iran war is good though.
Okay, so would you enlist?
Definitely.
Yeah, you would? Why don't you do it?
Yeah. I probably will in like a couple months.
Why not right now?
I'm not sure. Should I?
Yeah, do
I
it.
think I will. Okay.
Go ahead. Go to the front lines.
All right, I will.
Okay. So I mean, are you Christian?
Yeah, I am.
Will you hand on the Bible unless?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a Bible next to you?
Not right now.
Okay. Metaphorically, put your hand on the Bible.
Okay.
Okay. Say you will enlist to be involved in the front lines in the war with Iran.
I will enlist. I forgot. Wait, I will enlist to.
You will enlist to be on the front lines in the war with Iran.
I will enlist to be on the front lines for Iran.
In the war with Iran. You want to fight on behalf of Iran?
In the war with Iran.
You might be accidentally giving yourself the wrong swear to your Lord and Savior. You're going to fight on behalf of Iran. Jeez. That's crazy.
My brain is like rotten, so I can't really think. You know?
Are you trolling?
No, I swear I'm not trolling.
Then why'd you just say that?
Because it's just funny. I don't know.
How is it funny?
Funny for me, maybe not you.
Why is it funny for you?
Yeah, I literally just forgot what we were just talking.
Okay. Well, we were talking about how you were getting dog walked in this conversation and losing everything, and you were literally right now saying you're going to enlist to be on the front lines in the war with Iran.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, and like
Okay.
after the okay, well you added on to that after this live, you will go do it? You'll go enlist right after this live.
Yes. After this
Okay,
live, I will go
you've
enlist.
got to be trolling. I don't believe you're real.
No, I actually am real. What are you talking about?
Like, you would actually go to the front lines.
Yes,
Why?
because the Iran war is good. And
Why?
we could absolutely destroy them.
Why is it good?
It's good for, it's not good for our economy, but like it's good for now. And then after the war's over,
But
it'll
why is it
be
good?
because Iran would attack us instead if we didn't attack them.
There was no U.S. intelligence indicating that. Actually, U.S. intelligence indicated nothing, said that we were going to be attacked by Iran. So you're wrong.
Yeah, what happened for 9/11?
What about it?
Yeah, they literally attacked us.
That was most of the people involved in that were from Saudi Arabia, which we're actually allied with under Trump.
We are?
Yeah, we're allied with Saudi Arabia under Trump.
Here, let me see. Hold up.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look. In the meantime, Rachel, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Rachel in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Rachel, for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much. As well as Jose, thank you so much for the $50 as well on Venmo. Thank you so much. For Parker, get a job. You, Dean, and Santana bring light to the darkest of our times. MAGA are true pretzels with the amount of twisting they have to do to make sense and make their arguments make sense. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Some W's for Jose in the comment section as well. For the $50, thank you so much, Rachel and Jose. Thank you so much. As well as Barbara, thank you so much for the fireworks. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. Do give them a second to find this information. In the meantime, everyone,
Okay,
do
yeah.
give them a quick second. If you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen, everybody.
Yeah, you're right. So I guess back to the why. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of like in the middle of that Iran war being good and bad, so I'm not sure. But I guess I don't know.
Okay, so if you don't have any good reason to say that the Iran war is good, why do you support Trump?
Maybe like his immigration.
His immigration policy. Can you name one of his immigration policies that you like?
I just like his immigration. I don't think I don't know a specific policy.
Okay, can you name like the general idea of what he did?
Yeah, like more ICE, I guess.
Okay, and why do you like that?
Because they're taking over our country.
Who's taking over our country?
The immigrants.
How are they taking over our country?
Because like Joe Biden like left the border wide open.
How did Joe Biden leave the border wide open?
Because there was like significantly more amount of like immigrants like in the country under Joe Biden than Donald Trump.
Okay, how many undocumented immigrants do you think came to the country?
Like under Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Probably like 5 million.
Okay, it was less than 4 million, and that's okay. That's not too much.
Yeah,
that's like
a lot.
1% of our population in 4 years.
Yeah, it's still a lot.
That's not much.
Well, I disagree with you.
Okay. Well, that's not open borders too, because there were deportations under the Biden administration, and this is not something that like they were like letting happen. Like they didn't pass any policy to like let this happen to a greater extent. Actually, they tried to do a bipartisan border bill that Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine.
What is the bill do? What did it do?
Yeah, it would have built more wall. It would have literally funded border enforcement to a greater extent, and it would have made the legal process for asylum go quicker.
Wait, Joe Biden did that?
Yeah, Joe Biden and all of them did that. They had a bipartisan border bill, and that was working with Democrats and Republicans. And Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine that very bill.
Well, then why didn't it happen?
Because Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine that very bill, so that Democrats didn't get a win on the border.
What's the point of that? What the heck? Here, what was the bill called?
Because he wanted to get the election or get the bill whenever he got elected, which really just meant like he wanted to use the idea that the border was under like a crisis to literally use that against the Democrats to get elected. Okay.
Hold on, I'm just looking it up real quick. My bad.
Alrighty. Give them a second, everyone. Again, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. He needs to do some research on this again. It's probably going to end up finding out that I'm right anyway, but he's going to do this anyway. Just give him a quick second, everyone. MAGA researches for first time. Thank you so much, Weens. I really appreciate the Leon. Thank you so much. Go to W's for Weens. Thank you so much. As well as Jolene, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate Jolene. That's so kind of you. And he sees that I'm right.
Wow.
Yep. Do you see that I'm right? Fernanda,
Yeah,
thank you so
says-
much. Really appreciate the you're amazing.
It
Alrighty, so
says,
why do you still support Trump?
I don't know if it's like it's still about the immigration thing, but it's about like ICE and stuff. I think more ICE.
Okay, but why?
Because it gets more like illegal immigrants out of here, so they can go back to their home, whatever, and come back the right way.
Wouldn't you be able to focus more on like undocumented immigrants that are here trying to harm the country if you made the legal process go quicker to incentivize people who are just coming here for a better life to go through said legal process. That's exactly what Democrats wanted to do.
How long does it take right now?
How long does the legal process take right now? Several years on average.
Like, do you know, like, around a specific number, like estimate? Like 5, 10, what?
I think it's around 2 to 7 years on average is the what I've seen it between.
think, like-
And for some people, it goes into 15 to 25.
And it goes like from 2 to 7 right now? I
hmm
think like 2 to 5 would be better, but I think 2 to 7 is still like
I think that's way too long anyway.
fine. Too
And
long?
and by the way, that's like for, I would say that's still quick. I might even say that it makes more sense to say like 7 to 14, right?
Yeah.
Like something like that.
Yeah. Wait, so wouldn't that be like better?
That's bad.
2 to
7 to
7
4,
years?
7 to 14 right now is bad. 2 to 7 years is bad, right?
Why is 2 to 7 bad? You just said that longer, like a little bit longer would be better.
No, that's not what I was saying would be better. I was saying that's that I could reference that that's what exists right now. Now if we're referencing what I want, I would say maximum 6 months.
6 months.
Absolutely.
Literally anyone can come.
Mm-hmm.
That- I
If you haven't
think that
committed a
is
violent
way
crime or
too
bad
low.
crime, then
I
absolutely.
think like 2 to 7 is good.
Why?
Maybe like 7 to 14 is a little bit better. I'm not sure. Why? Because
You want longer?
no, like I think like 2 to 7 is way better than 7 to 14. That's what I meant. But
Okay.
like, yeah, I think a little bit longer, like 2 to 7 is better.
You know, with Ellis Island, it used to take 3 to 7 hours.
Yeah, that's
So
terrible.
that's 3 to 7 hours is very quick.
Yeah, that's
Right.
terrible.
Why? That's what we had early 1900s.
I wasn't alive at that time, so I'm not sure. But I would assume you're right. But like, I can't like speak on that. I wasn't alive, so
Okay. So, is there anything Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting the guy?
maybe like rape someone or what?
He was held civilly liable of forcefully penetrating Eugene Carroll's vagina against her will
Civilly? Why not criminally?
because of statute of limitation.
Statute of limitations?
Yeah,
Is
which
that
says
like-
after a certain amount of years that regardless of the amount of evidence, you can't try them in a criminal court. Only a civil court.
Is there like, do you have like, what's it called? Like evidence of was he like found guilty in a criminal court or a civil court? I meant.
Yeah, he was held liable in a civil court amongst a unanimous decision of 9 people in a jury. Every single person in that jury determined that Trump sexually abused Eugene Carroll based upon preponderance of the evidence.
Okay, I guess I don't support him no more.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you coming up then.
Yep, thanks.